as well throw it all in there.
Ooh. All right, I got it set up. Ooh, as my hair catches on everything.
Ooh, this is bad.
That's not good.
No, that's not good. See what it did to the...
Oh, that's double mark.
Yeah.
Hey guys, good evening. Welcome to yet another chill stream. Tonight's main event is we're going to be doing some water marbling using this Boku-Undo marbling kit. But before we get to the water marbling, we got to finish up the hats we started last week. So I'm going to adjust things just a bit. We also have a king cake, which if you're not familiar with king cakes, I'll explain that in a little bit. But first let's finish up those hats, or get them as finished as
You need
possible.
some scissors.
Oh, I got some scissors.
Okay. Devin's there with these.
No, no, those have never touched hair, and they never will. Well, hair has oils in it.
Yeah, well, his mostly has conditioner in his, so.
Alright.
Okay, what are the directions? You just
I'm gonna grab them for you. And I'm gonna readjust this. So if you are new to, ooh, sorry about that. No, come on. I'm trying to pinch zoom it out and it just wants to pinch zoom it more. Ugh. There we go.
It like starts really zoomed in when you start pinching.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, if you are not familiar with what chill streams are my mom joins me as a special guest here on the channel. And together we take a look at different kinds of kits. And they can be art kits, they can be craft kits, they can be weaving kits like today. Not today, but last week technically. And last week we used the Boy Round Loom set to do a little bit of loom weaving. I think you're more likely to have a hat than I am. I ran out of yarn, which is totally fine. Okay, so picking up from last week.
Yeah, because we had to weave some extension to it before we can close it off.
Yeah. When you're ready to finish your project, you need to secure the last set of loops. This is called binding off.
That's these here. All the way around.
When you have completed the last round and only have one loop, do you have, okay, so we both have one loop. Cut the working yarn, leaving about a 24-inch tail.
Okay, so 24 inches would be
2 feet.
About 2 feet.
Yeah. Then thread the yarn onto a yarn needle.
And that's what you got here?
Yeah, about
now you're going to need something like a
piece of tape.
No, like the things that we used to use like when we're sewing to thread.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't have any.
Because this is going to be, because you're going to have a hard time with this.
I used to get plastic needles.
Yeah.
For lacing
so
with my class, and they used to come with a little.
Oh, that's smart.
A little hook, and in my crochet kit, I have something that we could do, but I didn't think about bringing in. I guess.
Well, what we could use is. May I show you?
If we can get that through the holes.
Yeah.
If it's too big,
it might be small enough to just hook it.
Maybe a paper clip.
I can get a paper clip.
Because a paper clip,
That
I think, would go.
Try twisting the ends and licking.
I'm not licking yarn.
Twisting the ends.
No, not licking yarn.
Dip it in a little bit of water.
Nope. Let's try the paper clip. I might be able to get it in without it. Yeah, I got mine through without a paper clip. But yeah, for those people who, we'd have to make sure that this can go through like this one. like that. Yeah, you'll be able to do this with a paper clip, because basically what you'll do is run it through,
And then
you'll
hook
hook it over, and then use it to pull it through.
So we
we'll
only
keep that
have
for
one
yours.
plastic needle.
Okay,
So we'll do your hat and then we'll do
okay,
mine.
so what do I do first?
So thread the yarn onto a yarn needle. A contrast color yarn was used in the photo for clarity.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks kind of like you're just sewing it through the loops. Starting with peg 1, insert the needle below the loop and pull the yarn through. This one, right? Oh, you didn't go all the way around.
I did go all the way
That
around.
might explain why you have like a
Yeah, I don't know what
raised
happened.
zigzag.
Okay, this, I'm going to say this
That's
is
peg 1, yeah.
And do what now?
Insert the needle below the loop and pull the yarn through.
Okay.
Insert the needle into the loop on the next peg and repeat. So you're going to do that, it looks like all the way around. And then let me know once you've gotten all the way around. And I'll read the
I'm
next step.
surprised they didn't supply you with another one of these in one of the other kits.
I don't
A
know.
needle.
Yeah, they came with this nice, well, your sock loom came with this nice wooden one. So you were talking to me about needle felting
Yeah.
a while back, and I definitely want to do it. Like, I've been watching some videos on how to do it,
Uh-huh.
and I definitely want to do it.
What are you planning on making?
They have some cute kits where you can make
Like a purse.
you could, yeah. The ones I like are like the little animals.
Uh-huh. And what do you
But
do
you
with
could-
that?
You
can
can
make
use it
a
as a
pin,
strap. Yeah, you
yeah.
can make a pin. You can also needle felt things onto like sweaters. If people, I don't want to do that. I'm saying one can.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that to any of my sweaters. Now, I have some jackets that are felted.
Yeah, and you can
And
felt
so
at home.
I wouldn't use it to felt on them, but I would be willing to put a flower or something on it
Once you kind of knew how to do it.
once I did it to something,
Yeah.
and then could put it on there.
Yeah. I accidentally felted a sweater one time by putting it in.
You accidentally?
It was 100% an accident because it got washed and then it got put in the dryer, which it should not have gotten put in the dryer.
Yeah.
What shrank everything.
It shrank and felted.
So that's one way of felting.
You can, yeah, and that's how people felt large objects like mittens or sweaters.
They put it in the dryer
you
with
knit it and then you.
something.
Yeah, but I forgot what. I did it by accident, so it's not like
So we don't take these off the pegs yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
And I've been watching the Craftsman Steady Crafting a lot lately. We were actually watching that before we started the stream, which if you guys enjoy crafts, you should definitely check his channel out. He's way more proficient than I am at this kind of stuff because he's definitely been doing it longer. But some of the stuff he's been doing, I thought we could try it. Like he was making the wooden resin jewelry. And the way, watching him work with resin and watching him make silicone molds, I actually realized it's a lot easier than I thought it was. Because here I am thinking, oh,
Way too
it's
complicated.
way too complicated.
Too
Yeah.
messy, too hard, too much of an investment.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to get it wrong.
Well, I was thinking it's going to be too much of an investment because I'm only going to do it once.
Yeah, but how much of that don't you use the whole amount? Like when he was showing the bottles of stuff.
No, you don't use the whole amount. You use just what you need for that project.
Yeah, but
So
they're
you don't
small
have to
bottles.
mix up the whole. It depends on what you're making, though.
Now, if you look like you're running short, you can always tie, if you've got extra
Oh, sure, yeah.
yarn, another piece on. If you don't like her.
Wait, if you don't, oh,
If you
me?
don't have an extra piece. But you could always tie some of this on just to finish it. I mean, you weren't planning on
I wanted to
wearing
make it maybe into like a headband, but it might be too big. Like something to hold my hair back.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't
And
tie
cover my
this
ears.
together.
No,
Because that's what
I'm
it's
not
gonna
gonna
do.
pull it tight.
This is going to pull it tight.
What I want to do is just like a finishing row or something so
Yeah.
it doesn't unravel. Because when Joseph and I go for walks, my ears always get cold and I hate that.
Well, I have patterns for making stuff like
Like
that.
headbands?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have one that I wear. Paul made one for Paula.
Yeah, I've worn it.
You ever think about how we kind of live in a weird time for crafting?
Why?
Because, and I used to do, for preface, I used to do Etsy back in the day. You remember like when I was in undergrad, and I would make like hair accessories to sell. And I say we live in a weird time because a lot of what you can make, you can buy the same thing at Walmart.
Yeah, and it's probably less expensive.
So you have
But I mean,
like
if you want to learn how to do it, I mean, people used to make things because they didn't have the accessibility to some of the things like that. What happens when I get to the end?
Okay, so insert the needle into the first loop again and make sure there's no gap.
And make sure there's no gap.
So now it's all chained all the way around.
Okay, now what?
Remove the loops from the pegs. Pull the yarn tail until the opening is completely closed.
Okay. In the meantime, so I shouldn't need this anymore. You want to go ahead and do yours?
Sure. I mean, I love crafts. I'm not here to poo-poo on people who make crafts.
It's more a luxury to do that kind of thing these days, unless you're doing it to sell.
Yeah,
like
even then, it's still kind of a luxury because it's so expensive to
right,
get started.
like even making clothes. Like
yeah.
People, a long time ago, people didn't have store-bought clothes. If you wanted clothes, you had to hire a seamstress to come to your house. Like I'm thinking like in the 1800s. They would come to your house and they would measure all the women in the house.
Or you would go to them, depending.
Yeah, or if there was somebody that, if you lived close enough to a town where they had a seamstress. You didn't buy clothes ready to wear.
Mm-mm.
Because, I mean, this way, when you had a seamstress, they could make it to fit you.
But on that note, too, most women, particularly back then, knew how to take out seams, let things out, to make a garment that the seamstress had sewn for them at some point, continue to fit for years. And you would wear it until it was like rags, like cleaning rag worthy. Because back then, everything was made by hand, even if you were using a loom.
Oh, and styles didn't change.
Not nearly as fast.
And that was a lot of material.
Yeah.
So you couldn't just toss it aside. Especially for some of the nicer, like
You'd
the
make
taffetas.
your kids something, or
I don't know if taffeta was, but silks or brocades and.
But like these, like my mom, she used to sew my formal wear in high school because I was a size 00 at one point and then a size 0 for
very
a while.
Shapely 00.
Couldn't find anything to fit.
So for sure.
In a store.
Okay, now do what? Pull it tight?
Yes. And I also had very specific tastes. I feel like in Louisiana I was about a year ahead of everybody else in terms of fashion. And I don't mean that to brag, but like whatever I wore, everyone was wearing the next year. So that meant she sewed my formal wear for me. And that also meant at the time I could have nicer formal wear than I could have bought in a store.
Yeah, the material was nicer.
Yeah. Now you can't do that because like when Joseph and I were getting married, I got so frustrated because I couldn't find anything like the dresses I wanted in stores. I started looking at patterns again, and I couldn't even find those patterns. And I know Vogue used to make wedding dress patterns in all kinds of cuts.
Piranha JPJP says, Rebecca, keep it up. You're such a good person. Had to fight for the hospital district. Please say prayers to me.
Oh, for sure I will.
Get your COVID vaccine.
I'll definitely say prayers for yourself, your health, and your safety. My brain wanted to merge the two words into one. Oh, gee. And thank you for going out and doing that, too. I'm going to have to tie some more on.
I should have saved the needle. Because basically I need to go round and
You're going to
round.
need it again?
No, just need to go through all these little loops and then tie it off. I don't know how you tie it off. Unless you tie it off. Right?
Well, here, because I got to go get some more thread. You can use the needle while I...
Here, use some of this. I mean, it's not going to match.
I'm not trying to match. I'm trying to make sure it's the same kind of yarn. Like this over here wouldn't work.
No,
because
that
it's
wouldn't
very
work.
different.
But I did have this in other colors. Like there was a light blue and something else that had those little.
This just like sloughed off in my hand, so I need to fix
That's
that.
not it.
No. These two, this might work. Okay. It's not gonna match
You see?
color-wise,
No.
but in terms of
I had some other.
material.
I had some other yarn like this in a different color. So this has got the little white things in it.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't it, but it's the closest I actually.
I
It
have
might be it, but a
no,
different
it's not it.
colorway.
It's not.
No, it's not, because this is kind of scrubbly.
Yeah. Like I bought this stuff. I know.
Like what bums me out, and maybe it's where we live, since everything varies by region. Like you can go to Walmart in Luling and buy fabric. It's none of it's nice fabric, but you could buy like plastic tablecloth
You
fabric.
could buy.
or
you could,
cotton.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of
I'm
different
not.
kinds of
What I
fabric.
mean is like they don't. You're not gonna find like a good satin at
No,
Walmart.
you'd have to go to a place like Joann's or like
That's if you can find it these days.
a fabric store.
That Joann's.
I don't know where it is. We've never
Yeah,
been
we
there.
couldn't find it. We used to go to
They
Joann's
moved it
all the
out.
time.
They were moving it out as we went in, consolidating to another store, which we. Oh, also.
We need to find that store.
I know that you like to go to Goodwill. To
I
look
do,
for
yeah. Interesting
things.
objects.
What did they just change to a Goodwill that we saw? And I said, oh, they changed it to a Goodwill.
I also have found a bunch of.
Where were we?
Today? This was
No.
today, wasn't it?
I feel like I was with y'all
Or
when
was
we
it?
saw a new Goodwill.
No. This, oh, it's gonna bug me now.
Kelly said hey, Becca.
Who?
Kelly.
Oh, hey, Kelly. I hope you had a good day at school today.
Brand new Goodwill. I mean, brand new. And I was thinking, I think they might have some interesting things there.
We should go back to that Goodwill boutique. Now, the nice one.
Yeah, when they get some new stuff.
Well, I'm sure they have some new stuff. 'Cause
Yeah.
we went before Halloween.
Yeah.
And they have, like, I like going to
You
Goodwill.
got something there. Did you ever wear
Yeah,
it?
the
A
jacket.
jacket, but I had my arm in a sling ever since.
Yeah, you can't wear it yet. Soon, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe.
Where she does her exercises.
But I collect Demi-Tasse cups, and I like going to Goodwill because I can find. Because I'm not trying to get like a whole
Really?
set.
I saw that. They had just changed it to a Goodwill.
Becca, did you want a 12 pack of 16 ounce 70% isopropyl alcohol?
No, but if you see that come up for 90%, yes.
They had lots of alcohol at Walmart today.
And Dollar Tree's got it too now. Oh, that's another thing I want to do is the alcohol ink marbling.
Yeah,
And then you can seal it with resin.
especially while you can get it.
What? I have
Alcohol.
enough alcohol that we could do it. And I have the alcohol inks for it.
You see, all I'm doing is still going round and round with it, and eventually I'll have to tie it off, but I have to figure out where to do that.
Kelly said it's a good day, but she doesn't know how to get rid of her hiccups.
Oh no. You know, when I was in ballet and we'd get hiccups, the instructor told us to bend upside down and drink a cup of water.
You can't do that.
But what you're doing is you're distracting your brain because hiccups are like an automatic response.
I read about one way to get rid of them, and it's never failed me yet.
What is that? The
You
counting
say
to 3?
one. No, you say one and you swallow, and you say one and you swallow, and you keep doing that, and eventually the hiccups will go away.
Because what a hiccup is it's
And
a muscle in your diaphragm
Is it?
having a spasm.
take one. Well, it'll get to the point where you're going to have a hard time swallowing
Yeah.
because it really
Yeah, because you're
is
dry.
hard. No, it's not just that; it's making yourself swallow over and over again. I think I've gone around enough, so
See, that's why I think they put pom-pom. They're not showing any
I don't
of the
want a
tops on the box.
pom-pom
No,
on
I'm
my
not saying
hat.
you should do
I
it.
don't
I'm
even
saying
like
that's why
pom-poms.
people put pom-poms is to hide that.
usually when you finish
You could
off,
do a darning thing.
you do it on the
The
inside,
needle fell onto it.
We could.
and maybe just go around like this,
Yeah, like a
Just-
darning stitch.
tie it into a knot, Because what you have to do is work all this in anyway. And then
All right.
you cut it, and then with a crochet hook, you just
tuck
work
it?
it. You work it in, so it doesn't stick out like a loose end like that. You'd have to do the
So
same
what does
thing
the
with the
hat look
sewing.
like?
Well, it's not gonna look like anything on my head, because it's not
Oh,
gonna
you look like a hipster. Very stylish.
very well.
The camera's kind of low. You might-
All right, I'll move it.
It wants to poof
Well, I just
poof
meant
off.
If you want to see what the hat looks like, you're gonna have to tilt up the camera.
This would fit a child. This would
Yeah,
not fit
that's
me.
not an adult size.
No.
I'm gonna try
Although,
to
I mean,
hurry
it
up.
wouldn't keep me very warm because the holes are too
Yeah.
big because it's stretched, but it would fit a child. So go ahead and do yours.
Yep. I want to hurry up and get mine done so we can do the water modeling.
Kelly said drinking water didn't work. Her friend
No,
recommended it
it
already.
doesn't.
What I find helps me with hiccups is to try and forget that I have hiccups. And I know that is not great advice because when you have hiccups, they kind of don't want to let
I
you
went
forget.
the other way. I went this way.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not done. I still have a bunch left to go. I'm not done yet.
Okay. Now, when we went to Hobby Lobby the other day, I did kind of, when I went down that aisle, I did look at all the different looms they had, and they had
Oh, you got
a whole bunch of
re-inspired.
different looms. Like you can make scarves with these
Yeah.
things. You can make
Like
all
this
kinds
kind of a
things.
loom, or like.
They were long, like they were
Yeah.
adjustable, or they were pieces
But
that you could add
have
to
one
other
of
looms.
those.
Hmm.
So we should just use it. I've been looking at in the Blick catalog, like weaving looms. I don't know if I'll ever. I used to enjoy doing stuff like that,
Hmm.
and I think it's important to have like a variety of interests. So maybe.
Like on the square long one,
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't have to go all the way around.
What, you just go back and
You
forth?
just go back and forth, and that would be your scarf.
Yeah, and then you don't have it doubled over either.
Right.
But going way back, because we were talking about this being kind of a weird. I think it's like a good time for crafts and a bad time for crafts because
I think a
people
lot
have
of people,
time for it
people
now.
a lot of people are doing things like that,
Mhm.
like they're baking bread.
Yeah,
They're
or
making
learning how to
things.
cook.
Yeah, learning how to cook because they're stuck at home, and might as well do something kind of constructive
Creative,
with your
yeah.
time, other than go crazy or play video games or watch YouTube or something.
Okay, so I don't want to pucker it at the top. What I want to do, and I'm probably not going to be successful with this, but we'll see. That's what this is all about too. I'm going to just try tying it
I
off.
think it would just be too loose.
Maybe, and that's okay. I mean, I didn't expect this one to be successful because I wasn't using enough yarn to do
Mhm.
anything with it.
I don't know. I know what you're talking about. You want to make it just like a cowl thing.
Yeah, I mean, I
think
even
you would
just wear
have
a
to
towel.
finish it off differently to do that. I think you would have to get this book, Loom Knit. And I did see some Loom Knit books. So, for different ideas and things like that.
I
so.
would be interested. I like afghans and I like shawls, so I would be interested in learning how to do those because those are things I would use. I'm not a hat. I mean, I'm not this kind of a hat person.
Holly says the knitting looks good, and Kelly says she doesn't play video games, but she watches videos a lot.
Well, I cannot say it was any talent of mine that made this look good. I will say that this was actually a really easy kit. So I feel like
Well,
it's
it's also
something.
the yarn that you pick too, because some of these, they really have some really nice yarns.
Yeah.
And they have little things in them. I mean, usually I go by what's soft.
Yeah.
Because some of them are not as soft as others.
No, yeah, some of them
But
feel nasty.
I like unusual
Inclusions.
things, yeah, and I also because they also have yarns that have like sequins and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like those would
Put
be
into
difficult to use because
Well-
the sequins. Like I love chenille. I love how
Mhm.
chenille feels, but I have heard it is a huge pain
Yeah, it probably
to work
is.
with.
Well, chenille's very stretchy too.
Yeah. I always like making things with my hands. I like thinking with my hands. I'm not good at sculpting and stuff, but I always like sewing and cutting and kind of assembling like that. Okay.
So you're not going to
what you
pull
did
it.
is you
See,
pulled
it's too
it.
loose.
But-
It's too loose
So I
to
could
leave it
let me
like
leave it
that.
on the table so people can see what I'm doing. I'm going to pull it a little bit, not a lot, just a little,
And what?
and then maybe sew it.
No, it's too loose on the ends. Look.
It is, but I was never expecting to make a hat with it.
Well, then you'll have to find what they do
I'm not
to
buying that
close
book.
it off like that.
Nothing wrong
I
with
mean,
that
you might
book.
be
I'm
able to
sure
look
it's
it
a
up.
great book, but I don't see myself using this often. I
Like
want to try
never?
that. I don't know. I was kind of thinking actually of maybe as a hobby for a while, sewing little knit hats for kids in the hospital,
Mhm.
something like that. Because then
Well, something this size makes one of those baby
a swaddle
swaddlers,
thing,
you know,
yeah.
and you have the thing at the top that you pull.
Yeah,
You don't want to strangle them, but you
No.
want to kind of close it
Yeah.
off just a little bit. Yeah.
and just donating
But you
them.
would have to use something much
nicer
softer,
than this. This
softer
is
than
not
this.
soft enough.
Yeah, and really this is like for it to stretch. It's not very warm because the
Well,
spaces are too
I could do my
big.
research, and
You'd
I
have
would
to
just
use a
I would just
smaller-
want to donate them. You know.
a smaller one of these, like one of those over there. That's closer together. Donate what?
If I made those kind of bags, just donate them.
I've got patterns for those kinds of things.
Same with the hats, just donate them.
Mm.
Besides a kind of a crummy.
Make blankets for
Job,
babies.
but that's
the
okay.
babies in the
Let's see if this will.
go
Yeah,
around your neck.
in the NICU.
Yeah, no, just in the. Yay! Covers your face. No.
Terrible. Too long.
It's yeah. You
It's
made
just
it.
bad.
You made it too long
Yeah,
for
it should have been
that.
narrow.
About half
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Now what I could do though,
Is you could
at
turn
another
it in
time,
half, or
and,
just fold
and
it
just
in
sew
half.
it like this.
Yeah, or just try
With
folding
a
it
whip
in half.
stitch.
Fold it in half all
I'm
the way
doing it.
around.
I'm doing it. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. This has a rolled edge, so I got it.
And so you could even take those two edges and you
That's
could-
what I'm
you could just
saying,
whip
and then
them.
just whip it together,
Yeah.
and then it would make just a hairband that I can wear when we're walking, and I don't
Yeah.
freeze my ears off.
Kelly said a while back, that's nice, thumbs up of you. I hope people there will get better, or she hopes people there will get better. Kelly said that would be so sweet, and believe the kids really love them. I believe the kids really love them.
That would be something.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad. That would be something nice to do. Do you know if schools, like, okay,
Schools
so
what?
where we're living now is a more rural area, and I don't mean that like in like a backwards way or anything like that. I mean it is literally just a bunch of small towns that kind of band together as a parish.
But on the other hand, we live 15, 20 minutes away
not
from
bigger towns. I'm not complaining. I'm saying like I
urban
wouldn't know
centers,
who to
so
contact about wanting to donate a bunch of children's hats that I made so that they could go to kids.
yeah,
who would need them.
I would do it first, make them first.
Yeah, and then try to do it.
Yeah,
like
you'd
for
have
a
to.
while, Mom and I were making masks just to give to people, give away, because it was like early COVID and people were saying they couldn't find masks, so we were like, we can make masks.
You'd be surprised how many people didn't want masks.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like she put them up on Nextdoor, and it was
They were
basically
free.
like, just come get them. They're free. Like
Yeah.
these were handmade.
And some
cloth
people did
masks.
that, and then you know.
Some people complained about it, like didn't
like-
want them, and it was like you could just not say anything.
Yeah, well, I think they were kind of hoping that this whole thing would blow away, like
These were
in about a month and a
Coming
half.
after you isn't gonna make it.
They weren't coming after
They
me.
were ugly about it, I thought.
Well,
You
didn't
offering
bother
free
me.
masks and them
Hey.
saying it's not as efficacious as one you can buy in the store. And it's like, well, you can't buy them in
Buy
the
'em
stores right now.
Yeah, I mean, I can
So-
wash the ones that we're wearing that we made, that I made. I'm still wearing.
Yeah, that's true. Me too.
And I
basically,
honestly-
same 3 masks.
I'll wear the paper ones in a
if
pinch,
you have
but I
to.
can't stand them. I can't stand them.
Yeah.
They just don't absorb
So-
the dampness.
That's what I mean by like it's hard sometimes when around here when you make things to find people who even if you're just giving it away to find people who want it.
You have to basically beat them, knock them down, and force it on them. So
'Cause-
it's not worth it to me.
Now, what I would say is a kit like this would be great for St. Charles Parish Library to have in a post-COVID time because
Yeah.
this is something that's actually incredibly simple to do, and
And
you
they
can
can make
teach.
their own hats.
Yeah,
Because look how this rolls up like that, you know?
and then other than
That's
just
cute
the
like that.
materials, the loom itself these are sturdily made. I mean, sorry, I'm trying to get. Actually, I'll just put this aside and come back to it later, so we can get on with the.
Okay, so this goes with this kit right
Watermelon.
here.
And I said that's very kind of you, Becca.
Hasn't done it yet.
I'm done. I appreciate it, but
I'm talking about the mask. I'm not sure.
oh, okay. Well, we tried. We cut out like 100 of them.
What?
The masks.
Oh, I still have some.
We can. I mean,
I'm kind of in a quandary now because it's all about the little metal piece that goes
Yeah,
across here because I
yeah.
bought something that they actually sold on Amazon that you could use like that, but I
Yeah.
can't sew through it. I cannot
yeah.
get a zigzag
I
stitch
think we
wide
can maybe
enough and I
do like
can't.
stitch witchery and glue it onto it on the inside. I don't know. We got to
Then it
figure
would
it
be
out.
peeling off.
I know.
I mean, it's
It's
just
not. It's not a good. Maybe I can buy some
I don't know. I've tried- I
commercial
don't-
ones and we can
I-
reverse engineer them.
Ollie asked, I'm not sure who she's referring to, but she asked if you did collage when you were younger.
Did collage?
she used to collage a lot.
Not really.
We used to do stuff with Powerpuff Girls and stuff.
Well, you
like
can say it. I'm not. They know I'm a
that.
nerd.
No, I don't know if it's Powerpuff or Powder Puff.
It's Power Puff.
Powerpuff. Okay.
Because Powder Puff was girls football,
Okay.
which I wanted to do. I thought I wanted to do.
Well.
I think it's because I had like a lot of anger and I was like
Yes.
I tried to join the wrestling team and they couldn't find, I was so lightweight, they couldn't find anyone
Yeah.
that I could compete against. So
Yeah.
they were just like, well, you can keep coming to matches and hope. And I was like, I got things I could be doing.
I think guy says, what about a sleeve, in quotes, that the bar across the nose can go into, so it
We-
can be
yeah.
removed for washing.
A what?
A sleeve that you slip the metal thing in. and then you could like whip stitch the two. I thought about that
thought
too.
about that.
'Cause we
It's
have
just that
seam
things
binding.
without it being secured, it slides out and then it can
Yeah.
rub up against your skin.
Yeah.
Because basically what it was two very stiff wires that's encased in like a plastic film.
Yeah. It's like a nice twist tie, basically.
Yeah, and it was about 1/4 of an inch wide, and it did have sharp edges, 2 sharp edges on both sides. I'd have gone back to the kind of wire,
We were using floral wire.
the floral wire, but I had bought some other floral wire. It was
Mhm.
just too heavy,
Yup.
and I made all those little things, and then it's like I put it in the mask, and it's like,
But
I
I'm
don't
still
like this.
wearing. I'll go get mine. I'm still wearing the. Nope, never mind. I'll get.
You still have the one with the floral wire. Took my floral wire
And we
off.
wear these all the time. Okay, this is one of Joseph's masks. I mean, it looks worn, right? This is what we're. This is the metal thing.
It's broken.
It's
See,
in
the
there, but
wire's
it's all
broken.
like
Right.
soft because
Which
it's
is
been
not anything. Let me see.
bent to
That's
death.
not anything to take all this loose
Yeah,
and take the wire out and put
Yeah.
another one in.
but
But I need that kind
I-
of
I
wire.
folded that one in half and put it in my pocket many times.
Yeah,
Um,
and that's a
could be
problem
why it's
too.
broken. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they break over time after you've washed them enough. They
Yeah.
break.
Yeah.
So
and one of your things, because I was like, oh, it's not such a big deal. It's a free mask. Anybody who complains about that, I mean, it's a free mask. You're gonna get 100 uses out of it for sure. But you were saying something like, because like anytime you sew something, there's always like a lot of quality that goes into it. Mom is very
Meticulous.
That's a good word. Meticulous about her sewing. Like when I used to cosplay,
It can't
she would
come
make
loose.
me rip stuff out because it wasn't well sewn.
Yeah.
But I won craftsmanship awards because of that. So like this is a problem that you're taking pretty seriously, even though a lot of people would just be like, "Oh, that's a minor problem." It's important to you because you don't want to give people.
I've also seen different designs of masks online that I would like to finish the ones that I've already cut out.
Yeah.
And they're almost all done except for that metal piece across the bridge of the nose.
Yeah.
But I would be interested in investigating other designs too.
Jill said her mom does the sleeve thing and it works well.
Mm. All right, choice.
Yeah. Water marbling. So, yes, you get into the kit first. So, the thing about this one is Joseph and I have done water marbling as a class at NCE.
Yeah.
And the instructor used this kit, so I already kind of knew what this kit doesn't have. And there are kits online.
Especially since it's written in.
I printed out how to do water
you
marbling.
the English.
No, well, this is from a different site.
Oh, okay. Well, look, this is English too.
Let me move
This side is not.
Okay.
This side
That's good though.
is.
I mean, so this is the Boku-Undo water marbling kit. I thought it was the Aitoh water marbling kit, but I guess that's a different one. Let's see if this is any better for y'all. Not really. That's okay. I will hold it if you don't mind
And do what?
reading the English.
All of it?
No, just I mean, they've got a lot going on here. Let's start with things to prepare.
A material to be marbled, such as paper, cloth, hide, or wood, which is oh, I forgot this is in English. It's gonna be difficult. Which is soaks up wet water well. A kitchen pan larger than the material to be marbled. Paper
Okay, I think we got
towels,
that.
Newspapers, something to stir the water surface like a paintbrush.
I think we got that too.
Step 1. Use a clean pan. Water should be 1 to 2 inches deep. If there is dust or foreign matter on the surface, spread a newspaper sheet on the surface and lift it up.
We have newspaper. I'm
Well,
gonna go ahead and
is your
spread
pan
newspaper.
clean?
Well, I got those from Dollar Tree.
Yeah, see something here.
I'm gonna get some newspaper. Are you done reading this one?
Yeah.
What, no plastic tablecloth?
No. But newspaper should work.
Devin's going to be investing in some cheap Dollar Tree tablecloths.
For his marble.
For his
model
modeling,
stuff?
yeah, because he spilled silver paint all over my chair. Enamel, and tried to clean
That's
it
why
with...
he asked me how to clean it.
And tried to clean it with water.
I was like, I don't know how to clean enamel because I don't use enamel.
Almost I mean, I did lose it. Absolutely lost
Devin is my younger brother, but he is 30, so he is an adult, and he should know better than to use enamel.
Because he says he's been cleaning his brushes in water. He's been using enamel
Devin.
paint. You can't clean enamel off of a brush with water.
No.
And that's what I tried to tell him. Isn't it like oil-based
No,
or
it's not,
resin-based
but
or something?
Yeah, it's like resin-based.
You
or
can't use
something.
water for that.
It's like a lacquer.
So what did I use? Oh, I had some paint thinner. You know, my jars of paint thinner in the back behind the sink. And I dipped a paper towel in it, and it didn't take the stain off my chair. But it did take the silver. I mean, it was
that's good.
smeared
Oh,
all the way
dear.
across the chair.
Oh
He
dear.
got it all over his shirt, a black shirt.
Oh,
He got
Devin.
most of it out with spray and wash.
Oh no.
Have to wash it a couple times.
Oh no. We should do like a supplemental how to clean up the mess you've made.
Now,
So-
what is this?
I don't know yet. What is that?
This is reusable marbling float paper. Don't throw away. Tear off a piece of the circle paper, submerge it in the water with a brush or other suitable tool, and when the paper floating in the surface of the water, next to it, gently pour in color one by one onto the center of the circle paper. Let dry, can be used again and again.
Okay.
Tally says because you mentioned you like working with your hands, that's why they asked about paper collage. She said it's fun seeing how other artists experiment with different materials.
Yeah, it is.
We should have gloves.
I thought about that,
I
and
could've
I
brought some
just
gloves
didn't.
from
Yeah,
home.
I don't have any. Next
Uh,
time.
There's some rubber gloves in the car.
I don't want like. I don't care if
Like
I
nitrile
stain.
gloves?
Yeah, I don't care if I stain my hands. I work like as we found in the
Yeah, but
water
when it gets in
in
your
the
hands,
acrylic marbling. I
it
don't
gets
care.
it gets on other things.
True. Okay, so I have
Okay,
here.
so step 1, use clean pan. Water should be 1 to 2 inches deep. If there is dust or of foreign matter on the surface, and I thought I saw a thing of black, but I picked it up. It was just like lint. Spread a newspaper sheet on the surface and lift it off. Have material to be marbled close at hand. So what material are we marbling?
We're gonna start with regular old printer paper, but I have
Okay.
some nice papers too.
How absorbent is the
Well,
printer
that's
paper?
what the guy, when we took the class, that's what the guy had us use, and I wasn't excited about.
Probably cheaper,
what the
cheaper the
colors-
better,
yeah.
probably, huh?
We're starting with this so we can figure it out because I have expensive papers that I want to
Where
try.
are we going to hang this after it's
So,
wet? Because we have to
We
have
don't
a
have anywhere to
place.
hang it, but I do have some
So we can-
towels
we can
already
get it
spread
from-
out.
There to there without dripping on
I
stuff.
sure
Be
will.
dripping much. Just hold it above like a waistband or newspaper or something until it stops from dripping.
And I do also have
At least put a copy
this
of paper.
just to catch the water.
Okay, that looks familiar.
Uh-huh.
I thought I was missing one.
I mean, I'll return it to you, but I use this all the time.
I'll let it slide. I thought I left it someplace else, but anyway.
No, I got this. So my grandmother gave my mom a bunch of Tupperware
Yeah, I
years
had
ago.
2 marinating pans.
I only have this.
Uh-huh.
This
I
is
had-
a
I had
brownie. This
another
is for
one.
brownies.
No, that's a marinating
I use
pan.
it for brownies.
Well, you can use it whatever you want. It's Tupperware.
But mom said at one point,
because the point is that
Yeah,
you put the
and
top,
it keeps it from
and then
like
when you're marinating, you
can
want to flip it over, right? So you do like that.
Yeah, and this is older than me, so that's a testament to how well made Tupperware is.
Yeah.
She's still got some in that closet, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
go through it and scavenge what I want.
Wait till you have a place to put your
That's why I
scavenger
haven't done it
wares.
yet.
And,
is,
and when you're going to places like Goodwill, then you can be looking for your other Tupperware.
Because I mean, I like Tupperware. I
Okay,
don't support the
so-
MLM side of it, but I like the quality of the product.
But if it lasts a long time, you're actually saving other things.
Yeah, no, I'm saying Tupperware is an MLM, like multi-level marketing,
Oh,
like
okay.
a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
Where if you
Right.
get involved, you never make any money, really.
No, but you buy more Tupperware.
Exactly.
But you give it as gifts.
But you're spending all your money.
But I used to love all the little gadgets
I do too.
that they
I
used
like,
to have
that's
at
the
the
thing.
parties.
I like Tupperware as a product. I don't like if they sold it in like a regular store. I would buy Tupperware.
That's when they
Happily.
get housewives to do it.
Exactly. That's the. Anyway, how much water?
1 to 2 inches deep. Is this any particular kind of water?
This
like
is distilled,
or
but they didn't say you had to.
1
I
to
just
2. Keep going. That's not
wanted,
even 1.
I wanted water
That's not even 1.
in a. Actually, these are like 2-inch roasters. So
Yeah.
halfway.
Halfway
up.
would be an inch. That's still
I
not
got another.
1.
And
Some more in this one too.
this is distilled baby water made from fresh babies. No, they sell it in the baby section, and it's like 99 cents.
Yeah.
And I get it because, in theory, Louisiana tap
More.
water has a lot of extra minerals and
More.
stuff in it that I don't want.
More.
I'm going, but then I gotta dump this. Keep that in mind.
We get all the minerals from up the United States, so we should be very happy because we're rich in minerals.
Right, but it's not good for watercolor. That's why you use distilled water. But I keep forgetting to use the distilled water.
Okay. Have material to be marbled close at hand. Step 2. If you have the marbling set item number 404007,
What do we have?
404007,
What is this? What is this? You look. I'm not seeing.
it might be in another language.
No, because numbers in Japan are written in Romanji, so they're written in.
404007 marbling set
Okay.
right there.
All right.
If you have that set, period, use the float paper included with the set. That's this. Brushes not included
I have
in this
brushes.
set. Tear off a circle of float paper. Submerge it with a brush or suitable tool. Yeah. When the paper rises to the top, center it to the pan and gently 1 drop of ink from the tube directly on the center of float paper. The ink will spread to the water surface. Oh, okay. So when it floats
I think
to the
it
top,
helps diffuse the ink.
I think so too. Oh, it just wants to flip.
I'm supposed to do it all the way down and then let it rise, but I can't.
It will not
It's
do
a
it.
challenge.
It's
There we
hard
go.
enough-
All right.
It's hard enough to
now the surface
to
tension
get the white to
makes
come
it
up.
not wanna.
continue to apply desired colors to the float paper.
I'll come back to you in a minute.
So you apply it to the float paper, not just drip it into the,
Yeah,
what is, oh, was it bubbles?
looks like it. So I was told we're gonna need a surfactant for this. So I have some
Gotta
dish
turn it
soap.
over.
Other people recommend Flow-Aid. I wasn't gonna go out and buy Flow-Aid for this.
What's a surfactant?
Okay, there it
So a
goes.
surfactant is
See?
like soap, and it basically helps break up the surface tension so that the inks are gonna diffuse.
Surface
Oh, okay.
tension. Okay. And it's supposed to be in the center, but don't worry about it.
We're waiting on
You
that
can't
one
keep
anyway.
it in the center. It will not stay. So you're going to drop of ink, 1 drop at a time. Need to get that head
A head
camera.
mount. Yeah. Well, you tell my editor that.
That way, anywhere you look.
I think that would make people have motion sickness, though, unfortunately. Okay, that might actually be an okay angle. Okay, all right. Oh, and that one's floating too. Good. All
Okay.
right.
So pick a color.
So this is what we're working with. Good old Roy G. Biv plus some black.
And gently draw.
Actually, no, we don't. This is not Roy G. Biv.
1 drop of ink from the tube directly on the center of the float paper. And this one's moved over there. And if you touch it too much, there you go.
Beep beep.
Guide it.
Tugging it. Toot, toot.
Okay, all right. 1 drop of ink, so what's it gonna be? Are these tubes open, or do they have
We're
to
gonna
be?
find out. I think they are open.
1 drop in the center, yeah. Whoa! Look at that! Continue to apply desired colors to the float paper.
Sorry, y'all. Close your eyes for a sec. So that's what that looks like.
You can see it okay.
Okay. Well, then I'll leave it.
What happens when you run out of float paper?
They
run
said
out
you
of
can
ink?
you can let it dry and reuse it.
Okay. That is cool. Oh, kind of missed it. Look at one
Are
off
you
from.
gonna mess it up, or is it not?
I don't know. We'll find out. So what these are is they look like pigment-based inks to me, but they might be
But
dyed
you see
inks.
around the green is like a space between the green and the blue. Oh, look, it just
What
got
else does
smaller.
it say?
Continue to apply desired colors to the float paper. Note, be sure to drop ink gently on the float paper.
I'm doing the
If
best I
ink
can.
contacts the water directly, the color will sink to the bottom of the pan.
I like how she's pushing the little
Gently
paper.
move in back to the center with the brush. Wait. It's up in here. When float paper nears, okay. When float paper nears the edge of the pan, gently move it back to the center with the brush. Do not use your finger as blank spots in the design. See design idea number 1 if you purposely desire blank spots. Okay, it's sitting on top of the ball. Look at that yellow stripe.
Yeah,
all the
that's
way
kinda
around.
pretty.
Yeah.
So usually the goal with water marbling is to get a lot of movement. Okay, what else does it say now that I've...
If you have the Selecki marbling set, which is not this one, use the brushes which come with the set. Okay.
That's okay, I have brushes.
Use the brushes to guide, what they want you to do is to use the brush to guide the colors. It doesn't
I'm
have,
actually using
it doesn't have, it doesn't
the color
have,
to guide
it doesn't have float paper.
the dot.
Okay. Step 3.
Come on, you.
Oh,
Hello. Have you decided you want to play?
Those look different than the ones that we use in class. They got more like shimmer to them.
it says, this is a design idea. In step 2, apply oil, kerosene, turpentine, oil-based hair care products, etc. to your fingertip and gently touch the water surface between ink colors. The areas where the oil spread will show up blank.
You can
Another
also
idea.
push it with your brush to get marbling.
Another idea is dilute marbling ink with water in a small dish and take repeated prints using the diluted ink.
Do
Be
I
sure
ever
to let
take
the
out
previous layer
the
dry.
guide dot?
We haven't gotten to step 3 yet. You want to go to step 3?
Yes.
Okay. To create designs, gently stir the ink on the surface with a brush or similar tool. You can also blow or fan the color around to create a pattern. Nowhere does it say to pick up the dot,
Okay, maybe you don't.
but I would think that
I
would
do
stick
see
to
what
your
they
paper.
mean with some of the ink sinking. That's kind of meditative. Okay, so what about when I'm ready to put the paper in?
Pick up the material to be marbled. Do not create a breeze. Starting with one end, gently lay the material on the surface of the water where the color pattern is. Do not allow air pockets. If the material is cylindrical, gently rotate for continuous color. If the material is spherical or box-like, use a deep pan and lower the entire object to the pan bottom. This allows the entire object to the pan bottom and it will be marbled at once.
So how do I
When the
take it
entire
out?
material is soaked with water, ooh, look at that on the other side, huh? Gently lift by one edge and peel it back from the water surface. Place the marbled material face up on a sheet of newspaper.
Can you make some room for me? Thank you.
Oh, paper towel.
Oh, that's pretty back.
And there's our dot.
Yeah. So how do you lift the dot up without messing up?
Probably not. I'm probably gonna use it.
So I guess you would have to do, yeah, see, kind of settled
Yeah.
right there. What you're gonna have to do, and you need paper towels,
Okay, I will
But you
get
got
paper
one
towels in
table.
a moment.
what you're probably gonna have to do is take the dot out.
Yeah, I think I know how to
First.
do that. And once that's had a chance, I'm gonna move it over.
It says, excess color can be rinsed off under running water before placing on newspaper if desired. See, we should have done this in the kitchen.
Well,
'Cause, well, I don't know.
I think it's okay. Some of the black is excess color, but that's okay. I'm gonna move it over here.
Cover the entire surface of the marble paper with a paper towel to remove excess water. Avoid touching or rubbing the piece as smearing can result. Step 6. Done!
Yeah.
Once the piece is dry, it can be marbled again to create an overlay pattern. When there is a design on the water surface, successive prints will grow fainter. Clean the water with newspaper and add new color for brighter patterns. Do not need change water of pan. Oh, sick. Okay, so you basically
I need to
use
clean that
newspaper
water.
to just use newspaper to collect the
Yeah.
dyes.
Do we have any more newspaper?
And I just threw a bunch of it away at home. Should have said bring some newspaper.
Well, I can dump this and just refill it.
Said not, you don't have to.
I know, but there's a lot of ink in it.
Says you don't have to.
Okay. That does not.
That would be a
want.
hard thing to lift.
Yeah.
I think you better
That I don't
not,
want.
because it's gonna break in half.
Why not use a paper towel that says some kind of,
Cause some of it's sunk.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it, it wouldn't mess the, do like
Wait,
this,
I
like
was
this.
gonna gently.
like
I was
this.
gonna gently place. Okay, you're gonna skim it. So we've already got another one set up for you to do.
I don't know if that's gonna work though. So
That
it's
was pretty easy.
kind of swirled. I don't think it's gonna cause a huge problem. Okay.
Just toss it in here because this is plastic.
This is
and
not
then-
really thick enough.
No, it's not. Here,
You need to have your tablecloth,
next time.
your Dollar Tree tablecloth,
Well, it was from Five Below.
or your cheap tablecloth,
My
wherever you
2-4.
got it from.
I don't think I got a cheap tablecloth. We could just go to Walmart at some point and I can just get a length of that
Oilcloth.
oilcloth. Yeah. And that way it can just be reused like time and time again. Okay, your turn.
Okay, my turn.
This one is yours.
Okay.
If you would like, I will attempt to move this one over.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get most of the water out.
paper towel in the way of that camera.
Thank you. And I have nicer paper than printer paper too. I just wanted us to learn how, ooh, that green's pretty. I wanted us to learn how to do it on cheap stuff. So this kit was about $20. And then I also bought some things at Dollar Tree.
And where'd
So
you get
these
it?
two roasting pans were in a set, so they were 50 cents each basically. And then I also had some brushes that I bought a while back. Got some straws for free today at PJ's.
Can you move it to
Yeah.
the center some more?
I also bought some inexpensive hair combs because I know that's something you can do ripples and stuff with. Oh, I got the set off Amazon. But most art supply stores do carry that
Oh,
that
okay.
set. Sometimes you might even see it at Walmart. Actually, I may have gotten it from Walmart.com now that I'm thinking
No,
about it.
doing a drop at a time, this should last
A long time.
a long time.
I got it on Amazon.
How much was it?
Okay.
$10.98.
$10.98? That's not bad.
$12 after tax and shipping.
That's not bad, because that's gonna last a long time.
Yeah, because you're just doing a drop at a time.
And you can do other stuff too. It doesn't have to be paper. I'm not brave enough to do other stuff. But the instructions show like
I imagine you could use cotton
probably like
Cotton
fabric
fabric.
maybe.
fabric, like if you wanted to sew something, but you'd have to wash
Like
it.
you did batiking
Yeah.
when you were in college. That's something else that we could do. with
So
batiking.
it does say caution, inks will stain clothing and these will not come out in the wash. So yeah, you could do cotton fabric with this.
So what do? You swirl this with,
You can if you want. You can also fold it up into zigzags and get interesting patterns. Whew. I would need more instruction on that one.
and we would need to take the dot out, huh?
Yeah, you can do cloth with this.
How did you do batiking, Paula?
Oh, that was, you had to use wax,
Yeah, hot wax, right?
hot wax, yeah.
Paraffin wax? Because I got a
Yeah.
paraffin wax melter.
Yeah, and,
Okay.
you,
And dye.
Yeah,
you
you have to do
your,
dye.
you, dye your fabric.
Because the wax is a resist. It will either
Right.
keep it white
Right.
or you
Wax
can do like
would
under
paint
dyeing.
Whatever
Okay.
design you want on with the wax. and then you, after it hardens, you crack it.
Oh yeah, so it like seeps
And then you
in.
put it in about a dye. So
That
that
could
the
be
dye, the wax resists the dye, but it allows it goes in the cracks.
Where's the brush?
Like, Tommy wants to know if you've done marbling with watercolor.
Yes, we did.
No, watercolor, like
Oh, we did acrylic.
I feel like you could do it. I haven't.
How long do you leave this?
Basically, you can pull it out now.
And then put it
And then we
where?
need to put it on some newspaper. So I need to
Yeah, we
find a
need
place
something
for
more
you.
than one sheet of newspaper. Because one sheet don't do
Well,
it.
if you can get it over there, we can put it on those towels. And I don't care if I rack those towels because
If
they're
I get
cheap.
it, if I put it over here,
If you can get it to over there.
it's gonna drip.
Yeah.
Can I take this off? Because this has probably absorbed the excess
Yeah.
water.
Oh, you got a little transportation bin.
I can hold it under you while you carry it over if you like, so it doesn't drip.
What?
This. To catch the
Oh my
water.
goodness.
Dripping.
This is complicated. Okay, so I lifted up my fingers.
Yes. See, the thing is, it's about surface tension. Ooh, that's pretty.
Blown out on the camera, you might want to move it in. Okay.
That was the back.
Oh.
And then just put a paper towel on top of it. It's
Drip.
okay. It's okay because I'm going to hold this here for right now. Actually,
And then
what
just
I'm
put
gonna
this
do
on
is I'm
top.
gonna there. Now it'll drip into that. And I weighted it with some of the marble pour medium, so it shouldn't go anywhere.
Okay.
So do you want to try on a nicer paper now that we've
Like what?
done? Oh, I've got a few different kinds actually. I have these all have Canson written on them, so I don't want to necessarily. Oh, you know what? That could be good for experimentation. We have sketch paper.
So did the colors disperse in the water?
Some of them did. Let's see. What do we got? What do we have?
Tommy wants you to try it on watercolor paper.
I'm gonna try. I would like to try it on watercolor paper. I'm looking for watercolor paper. I know there's watercolor paper in here, and it's gonna say watercolor paper. Can you open that one? And I'll open the other one. I think I have two. I don't have two.
Don't you have little ATC cards as well?
I do, but they're so tiny. Let me go get them. I wanted to do it on rice paper, and I know I have rice paper, but then I couldn't find it.
Okay, so that has got heart Canson on it. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we're just experimenting.
Okay. All right.
So this is
Are they come in
Fabri.
different colors?
Yeah, this is Fabriano. It's a cotton rag paper, but it's not necessarily a watercolor cotton paper. But I've used watercolor on it a lot. We also have Shizen watercolor paper. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I zoomed in way too much. So this could be fun
We
to
could have
do.
put this down back. What is this paper?
Oh no, we couldn't because that's protecting the paper. That's
Oh,
mulberry
okay.
paper.
Oh, okay.
That if we get good at this, I'm gonna cut it into something that'll fit in
Mm.
here. I've had it for years. I'd like to just use it.
How much
Okay.
cat hair do you want on your paper?
100%.
I can bring him over.
He's looking up at you with so much love. Okay, so were you able to get some watercolor paper out of?
This?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would you put it down this way? Or
You
this
put
way?
it down where the printing is, I think.
Why?
Because
Is it
that
different?
is, yeah. Watercolor paper is typically sided, and with cheap watercolor paper like that,
Erasable and smudge resistant. Oh, this is different. This is erasable and smudge resistant. What does it matter?
That's not watercolor paper, that's sketch paper.
Right, that's what you said to use.
No,
isn't it?
look for watercolor paper.
Oh, it's in
It's
there?
all, yeah, there should be.
Like this, the heavy stuff?
It's gonna say watercolor on it.
Heavyweight, two-sided, pastel colored ink pen marker. Light washes, this is light washes.
This is pastel, this is marker, this is acrylic, this is watercolor.
Where?
I'm about to hand it to you. There we go. And this is mixed media, so we can do the mixed media as well.
Okay. All right, I didn't know it was.
All different
They're all
papers.
samples.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this one's already floating. You can start dripping ink onto that one if you want. And I have some Dollar Tree combs I thought we could use to maybe make ripples in the water or something. You better believe, if you see like those colander style drains
Yeah.
at Dollar Tree, either pick it up or let me know, because I want that for the next time we do the marble pour. Because you pour the acrylic into that and then it like creates this like psychedelic flower pattern.
And just what does psychedelic look like?
Like those designs from the 70s? 60s? Wow.
And it was just like flowers and stuff.
You know, I've gotten kind of interested in 70s art because apparently there was like an Art Nouveau revival in the 70s that I feel like people don't talk about in art history. And I'm always down for some Art Nouveau. What you waiting on? Just looking at it?
Mm-hmm.
It's neat that you can apparently do this on fabric. I didn't realize that.
Well, that makes sense.
I'll take the red. Ooh, so we're two grown adults and we haven't made too much of a mess yet. Do you think this is something an older person, like a parent, a guardian, a grandparent, could do with a much younger person?
If they got a tablecloth,
Yeah.
that's a
It will
tablecloth,
probably make a mess
and lots of newspaper.
But you could do it
and
like
maybe
out-
some gloves.
out in the garage.
Yeah, I think so. And have a place to set it down to dry so that it doesn't pick up dust. It doesn't pick up fur, cat hair.
Well, there's
dog
nowhere
hair.
here that's gonna happen. All right, come here, you. I want to fish my dot out.
Are you ready?
No, I'm gonna, well, kind of. I'm gonna try using one of the combs. That did not look like how I imagined.
No.
Okay.
But it's kind of interesting in some places. Maybe swirl it back and forth.
Oh,
look
you
at
don't even
that.
have to ripple it. Okay. I was thinking I had to ripple it.
You just gently.
And these are, like I said, are just cheap Dollar Tree combs, not anything expensive. Alright, I'm going to do the mixed media paper. Ooh, I goofed that. That did not go down super well.
Yeah, because if you touch it too much, then it goes down into the water.
It also starts
It's
to
not enough
curl up.
oil in it. It needs to sit more on top of the water, doesn't it?
Well, ooh, I'm gonna go rinse
It's kind of a
this.
mess.
Yeah, that was the mixed media paper. Does not like. Yeah, not super great. I'm glad we tried it, but it's not. It basically rinsed all off the surface of the paper too.
Was that because it had a coating on it?
That's a good question. So
It's
mixed
mixed media,
media
though.
paper. Well, some papers do have coatings on them, like sizing and stuff. And that gives the paper.
See, this paper's curling. This is
Yes.
the watercolor.
Yeah. Where did the paper towels go? That needs to be rinsed off probably because
Oh,
it'll
look.
remove all the extra.
Look, there's a white spot in the middle of it.
Yeah, it means you caught a bubble. So far that printer paper is actually, ooh, yeah, that one's pretty. The printer paper is actually turning out kind of the best, which is a little disappointing.
No, it's not. It's not picking up anything.
Yeah, the mixed media paper didn't
You know,
either.
I'm talking about here. Where the white spot is, it's not picking.
That might have been like oil on your hand or something. I'll go rinse that off for you.
You
Here.
rinse the whole thing?
Yeah, it doesn't remove all the color, but it's going to remove all the excess black from the. Because I rinsed mine too. Yeah, these, I'm sure nobody can hear me. These art papers, okay, what we just tested are cellulose-based art
Well, that's
papers.
kind of pretty. It's very light,
Yeah, and they don't want to receive.
but it's not
color.
going to dry flat.
No, you'd have to weight it down for it to do that. Now, one could put it between some towels and then put those towels, like books
Yeah,
on top of
very
the towels
light.
or something.
Very light. Where's the paper towel? It should be upstairs.
I already took-
section.
I already removed it because I think it probably.
There's water.
Okay, there. And I know we're off camera. I apologize.
Okay, what other kind of paper did
Oh,
you
I have all
want to
kinds of
try?
paper, but I think my water might be too dirty. So let's skim.
Is there something we could pour it into?
I can get something for us to pour it into.
Because I think we can't lift these. They're not
No.
sturdy enough.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get a bucket. I'll be right back.
You don't want to ruin this table back. Oh, no.
Maybe.
Mm.
I'm gonna get a cup and
It's gonna go
spool
like
some of it
this.
out,
Yeah.
and then could use an aquarium siphon.
Yep. Or turkey baster.
Turkey baster, that would work.
I only asked if you stretch watercolor paper, would that work?
So the thing about stretch watercolor paper is it's stretched to a support. So if you put the whole thing in, you could get it in without it curling. Or you could stretch it after you soak it like this. Basically by clipping it to a support so it would dry flat. That's
I think about the stuff, the colors that you use for like coloring eggs.
yeah.
Does that have more oil in it or
So
something?
something we can try
Here, you take two ends.
is adding a few drops of dish soap to this as a surfactant so that it stays more on the surface. Because that's something suminagashi.com, and suminagashi is just
We want to do that
the
with this one
Japanese
too.
word for water marbling.
And where do you dump this? Because you can't
I'm
just
gonna-
dump this down the sink.
You can. These are non-toxic pigments. You could dump it in the yard even.
Yard's probably had enough water.
Yeah.
Okay, we can go ahead and lift. You lift those two back corners.
So this is definitely a wet activity.
Okay. That's how we have to do it, is we have to lift. And invest in paper towels.
Oh, for sure. And save your newspapers.
Yeah. Especially on a wooden table. You wouldn't want to do this on a wooden table because it will leave
It's gonna,
watermarks.
yeah,
It's going to leave watermarks in the finish.
yeah. So, I don't have any more distilled water. But what you can do is you can fill from here, and I'm gonna go fill this from the sink. Just so that I'm not like.
You want them half and half?
Sure.
Not much, Bet.
I know, I'm working on it.
I said not much. It's not going to take much.
That's probably enough in the gallon, I think is what she means.
Almost. It's almost an inch in both of them.
So, I have dish soap that I brought in.
What do
I
you
just
want
need to
put these
find
back?
Yeah, I'm not super excited about how those are handling.
Where does it go?
It'll be those. I'll take them.
Oh, that's a stiff one right there.
So, a couple of drops.
Just a couple of drops.
Yeah,
The
will
fact
help
that
break
it's-
up the surface tension.
I always said she imagined dipping the shred watercolor paper will look pretty.
Most of
It
it's out
probably
of the bottom.
would. No, don't worry. Don't add more. Just a couple drops is what.
Okay.
It probably would, but it seems like such a task to get it in. I'm gonna tear us a couple new dots.
Where's my gun?
Right?
I am using cool water, but the instructions did not say cool water.
I think we asked the instructor.
Well, if you use hot water, it has different problems.
Yeah,
Like it-
yeah. Like the molecules.
oh yeah, that's
are
true.
farther
They'll
apart.
move the
Right.
stuff will move faster because it's hot water. That's a good point. I was thinking it'll just dissolve the sizing in paper, and then your paper may turn just a pulp.
It might. You never know. I mean, I don't know what the sizing in paper is made out
So
of.
this is our next experiment. We did a couple drops of just soap in it, and that's gonna just kind of break up the surface tension
We
supposedly.
use Dawn because Dawn's got
dish
the,
soap.
but Dawn's also got the oil thing where it separates the,
Yeah, well, that's all I got. So
I mean, you think that's gonna make a difference?
we'll find out. We're not making anything to sell, so I'm not.
Okay.
And we're gonna do the printer paper again, just
Okay.
as like a control. But I do have some cotton rag paper that I want to try this out on eventually. I need to set up a new dry space.
Yeah.
So
Well, maybe some of these other some of the
Can be
papers that are more dry, or drier, is a specific word. In
I
this
have
future.
lots of cheap microfiber rags. If you want to start drip dropping,
What colors you want in it?
whatever you want.
Oh, no. This is not doing like it was doing before.
What's it doing?
It's going to the bottom of the thing.
Bottom of the thing. Oh, it is. It's just sinking.
It looks like a
What? Like a
like
jellyfish.
a jellyfish.
But we don't want that. We want the colors to float. So we may have to dump this water and start again. That might
Did
just...
you prime the water the way you did the first one?
Yeah, with the disc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got. I'm doing it.
The
on
only
the
thing we
disc.
did different was we added a little dish soap. And that's because I found online.
And see, I put it on this one, and it's just sitting on the dot.
Yeah, it is. That's amazing.
Oh, it's starting to go off, but it's going down to the bottom. That's kind of interesting, though.
It is. It's science.
It's like it's got strands. Let's see if I add.
Thing is, if it all sinks to the bottom, we
And
don't
that's
want
just-
that.
Like
Because it'll...
this.
Chew! Thank you, Liz. Chew!
Yeah, because your paper's on top.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be gathering the ink. Yeah, black's going down too. Like a waterfall.
So in this instance, using Dawn, specifically Dawn dish soap, to act as a surfactant to break up the tension on the water surface
Oh, goodness.
is not working in a way we want it. No.
It's just sitting there.
Yeah, and then falling to the bottom.
Falling off the side.
So I think we are gonna have to scrap this and start over.
And it just makes a blur.
Yeah, that is not what you want for this, because then when you put it on the paper surface,
It's not gonna be on the,
exactly. And it, look, even when I move it, when I
yeah,
move
and
the
it wants to
disc,
sink, look.
yeah.
In the class before we started dropping in the ink, we scraped the surface.
This isn't even on the surface. This is falling.
This
I
is-
understand that. I'm
Okay.
trying to say, in order to make it not fall, before we put in.
Oh,
any ink,
that's right.
We raked the surface.
We raked- see,
in a
the-
single motion.
The instructions on this kit didn't even mention that, but that's good to know. Let's clean this out and try again.
How shall we do this?
Same way we did
No,
every
we
night.
could pick,
Pinky.
no. We could pick it up. Hang on. No, you take those, if you take it at opposite ends, then it will
And this
most
is, I'm gonna
definitely
rinse these out in the
collapse.
sink
Yeah,
too.
There's still residue.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, there's a
That
lot of
almost
black
went.
still in the bottom.
Poorly. So I'll rinse these first, then I'll dump that. Yeah, there's a lot of soap residue. It's bubbling.
Oh, and I didn't put that much in it.
I know. A little goes a long way with Dawn.
See, these papers are gonna dry, I think, fairly fast because it's dry in here.
Yeah. Well, we got the heat cranked up.
Do we need to wipe it maybe?
Sure.
With what?
Use
on
some
this
paper
kind-
towel. Yeah, or one of the microfiber bags.
Why, can you wash them?
You can. One can.
Try to get any
Any
residual
residue.
ink.
Yeah. Let me zoom that out. Or try to zoom that out. There we go. Sorry, y'all. Close your eyes. I'm so sorry. It's hard to zoom and zoom out when it's in a stand.
Okay.
Be a slider instead of a pen.
Yeah, that would be helpful. I don't even think we need as much water as they say, but
Well, If it does sink below the surface a little bit, if you don't have enough, it'll be sitting on the bottom of the pan.
Yeah, I gotta go get some more water.
That's good. Let's do this. Let's
Okay.
try this one.
Okay.
We're not gonna put Dawn.
Nope. No
Do you have any
Dawn.
other dishwashing soap?
I don't. We got okay results the first time. So I think Joseph's right about the scraping it to break up the surface tension. I remember him telling us to do that. So the thing about that class was he had
You
everything,
were creating surface tension.
maybe,
I thought that was the point, because if there is surface tension, then things will tend to
Flow.
stay on top, yeah.
but I think that's also why we're putting the dots in.
Yeah, because when the dot comes all the way back up,
So the thing about that class is that he had everything kind of already prepared beforehand. And he's a good teacher, and I really like him, but his classes attract a bunch of old ladies who already know each other. And so there was never, and wanted to flirt with him. And he wasn't interested, I promise he was not interested in them.
well,
And
that's a meaning.
so for us, it made it, I felt, he was always really nice to me. But I felt alienated in his classes because the older ladies would all make a big deal about Joseph too. And just because, oh, you're taking this class? Oh. And they would just kind of be kind of rude and standoffish to me.
Yeah.
So it was not a good environment to ask questions.
Evidently, she elicits that kind of
I
response.
do.
Yeah.
There's something about me that older ladies really don't like.
Okay.
Not all older ladies, because I have some friends who are about your age and they like me, but like some older ladies, I think I just.
Now,
really
what
don't
does
like.
that do?
I don't know. I think we're breaking the surface tension. I'm just scraping a.
Well, your dot's floating over that.
I
one.
know.
Dot says it's ready to go.
That's ready. That's good. That's musical.
I thought you were supposed to use something flat and do it. in a
Oh,
similar-
like paper, right?
Yeah, paper would be fine, or a wooden stick, or a coat hanger, or
He's right. That's why I wanted him to help us today, because he took the class and he's got better memory than I do. I took notes, but I don't even know where my notes are.
I don't understand.
That's a
I
good
mean,
idea to use that comb.
She didn't use the comb. She
I
used
did
the
at
comb.
first, and then Joseph was like, "No, you're wrong."
Corrected her.
Big thing.
And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, well, the test will be what happens when you
That's
drop the
right.
colors
This
on
is
it.
try number 3. Which one are you doing? This one or this one?
I'll do this one right here.
This
for
one?
me.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's easier.
Oh!
Whoa, that moved good. Okay, all right. Yeah, Joseph knew what he was talking about.
Well, we also didn't put the dawn in it.
No, but this is, I think, more movement than we got the first time.
No, it went like that.
Boy, you are being so good.
He's a good
I
buddy.
don't know what I can put these in now.
Well, I caught him in there licking whatever little container was still over there.
Oh, he's welcome to do that. Poor hungry baby.
Licking every residue.
Yeah.
I think some of those ladies didn't like me because they take they literally told him they take every class he offers,
Yeah.
and I think they were just there to try and flirt with him, and I was there with like actual questions.
Yeah. They don't want to hear all that.
Yeah, they're not there for that. Ah, there we go. Now it's moving. Something we took, that was also a stab binding class, but I'd like you and I to try some simple book binding as well for one of these.
One of these what?
Chillstreams, Monday things.
Oh, you mean like the one you did in high school? Book
Did I
binding
do
that?
that? No, like nice book binding, not
Oh, not like whipping it.
yeah, but no, like with a Coptic stitch, not
Oh.
like Becca doesn't actually know how to do book binding, so she's gonna make something up. Ooh,
Good
that's
title
great.
for a video.
That would be every video, Joseph.
Where's my dot?
No,
My dipping dot.
no. I mean, also those kind of community ed classes are really hard to teach because you're teaching an in-depth topic, in like an
Yeah.
hour.
Just the summary.
Because he taught a
You're not just
natural
doing this,
dye.
just you're bringing it all
I
the way
just
down?
raked it all the way down. He taught a natural dye class that I was supposed to take, but that was when COVID first hit,
Yeah.
and I was in Louisiana, so Joseph took the class. And you said you didn't really glean a lot.
I took notes.
You did. See, I wanted to go because I want to try making watercolors, like pans of
Yeah.
watercolor from like natural dyes, just to try, not to make money from it, but just because I'm curious about it. And I know a little bit of the dye making process, but not how to get it into like a pig.
Oh, that's right, we picked the dye.
I need to put some more bags down. Ideally, you would have way more space to do this than we do.
Yeah,
That
we,
one's coming out good, Becca.
What, the one that's in, oh, you can see it on the screen? Oh, you got it up on the screen.
How do you think we've been?
I didn't know. I thought you were watching on your computer. That's cool. I also have straws and sporks if you want to try like blowing it to get
where are we gonna
ripples.
put that? on that one over
Yeah,
there?
I left it in too long, so now it's starting to tear.
Tear.
But
You blow it just above the water.
Yeah.
I don't think you put it into the water.
No.
now I could go rinse this off, but that's not really
Oh,
good.
that's interesting, Dee.
Yeah, it's all.
Except that that dark color is starting to run.
Yeah, that's always the tricky one. That's why you would theoretically want to rinse these off under clean water to get rid of the.
Ecstasy.
I'm
Like
gonna regret
Vegas?
that. Yeah, well. I'm moving your chair, so don't just sit down, because that would be bad. And then I'll come get yours.
Becca, are you guys gonna be done soon? Should I
Yeah, there's a little bit more I want to try, but
put like 20 minutes more?
yeah, about 20 minutes more.
Okay.
Just scooch it. When we do the watercolor paper, the cotton rag paper, I'm gonna rinse them off in the sink.
No, it's not time. Nope.
We have to put paper towels on top.
Yes.
Oh,
Where's paper towels to absorb the excess?
They're on the floor right by your
Oh,
foot.
that's true.
So most of the mess we've made is just water getting places. Not like it's not really like the first Chillstream when we spilled acrylic ink all over the tablecloth. Fortunately, ooh, bless you. Fortunately, it was just a 5 below tablecloth. Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
All that cat hair.
Nope. Okay, now what?
So I want to try doing a. So this is a cotton
This
rag
is
paper,
not-
but it's not watercolor paper specifically. But I've painted on it with watercolors before. So
Always
I
have us.
thought-
Did y'all get the newspaper?
Yeah, that's what this is.
No. Well, you should save them because we make lots of mess.
We do make.
We should
lots
have
of
more than one.
edition.
I try not to keep
No.
junk.
More than one.
We could keep
Layer.
some in the garage because she and I do go through these pretty quick.
And one sheet is really not good for this table.
No. I'm gonna clean it off good when we're done.
It's not just that. It's just that whatever wax
Mm-hmm.
or polish that was on it, it'll make a white film
Do you know why that is? I do. It
because
gets
the water
cold.
gets underneath it.
It gets cold and you can get rid of it. I've never done this, but
I've
I've
heard
heard
use
if you
mayonnaise
use
and
some
stuff like that.
warmth, you can get the wax to kind of resettle. But okay, so they are now floating. This is going to be the paper that you're gonna put in.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I wanna do the draggy thing.
I didn't do that to mine. It didn't make any difference.
And they talk about doing round objects, and I'm sure you can do round objects.
Yeah, like a base or
But
something.
I don't trust myself.
It would have to be very porous, and you'd have to really have a steady hand.
I don't have a steady hand.
Otherwise, it doesn't look like it's continued. It'll look like it's
A
been
mess.
broken. The pattern has been broken, so.
He's placing the dinner order. And we're gonna go pick it up. These have been fun. This and the acrylic stream, I think, were some of our better streams.
Yeah. Oh, the marbling, you mean?
Yeah, the acrylic pour. I bought stuff to do more acrylic pouring, so we will return to that. Or at least I want to. And we were talking about needle felting. I don't have the kit for that yet, but once we've worked through some of the kits we do have. And you were talking about wanting to do, you said leatherworking, but do you mean like making?
Stamping.
Stamping, yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you were like making a purse, and I was like, oh.
No, because you could.
I don't know.
It's just about experimenting with the different
Stamps.
designs and.
Don't forget to take out your dot, or I can take out your dot.
Yeah. Go ahead, take it out.
Trying not to disrupt what you got going on too much.
Like I've got something going
I don't
on.
know. Some people can control this chaos.
Is there
I'm
any,
just
any
not
way
one.
to put this?
I don't know. Whatever way. Other way though. Probably. The way that's bowed out. I keep thinking I
And how
have two.
long do you leave it in there? And we have a place to
Because-
put it? So
Are
I
you
put it's
one or
done on
two?
this
You're
side.
two.
Oh, there were two in here?
I don't know. I kind of grabbed. And then there's also like water
Oh,
marbling, like
shoot,
people
yeah.
do with nails, nail polish.
There were two.
Ooh, that might have turned out. Not as nice, but still okay. I'm gonna go wash these off. So these are Cottonrag. They are not necessarily specifically a watercolor paper, but I've
It's
water.
got a great big bubble in the
I
middle.
kind of like that though. No, leave it. I'm gonna go wash these off, and then if we want to redye them, we can.
Oh, it'll come off?
Some of the excess will, but not all. Ooh.
Feed me.
Okay, pretty. So, I know.
Feed me.
Always hungry baby.
Oh,
Some of these turned out really pretty.
they're not as deep though.
No, they're not, but I don't know how to get them deeper, frankly. I'm gonna show you, and then I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah, I
go
like the
display them.
pastels.
Not display
The,
them.
the problem is getting them to lay flat.
But if you sandwich them, I think you can do it. I just need something to sandwich on top.
That'll dry. That'll dry them without taking the color off. Oh, you said you have another rag right there. So you didn't rinse them off.
I did rinse them off, but it doesn't take all the color all it does is it removes the pretty much the black is the one that tends to have too, like, just sits on it and doesn't soak in.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
So glad you could use that Dollar Tree candy dish for something else.
Excuse me, that came from Party City.
Did it?
Yes.
Because I know Dollar Tree had some like
I know.
similar.
I thought about getting some more to like display art supplies and stuff. After
Yeah.
we move and I have like a studio space, I am gonna do stuff like that.
Have you contacted
Realtor,
mhm,
we can talk about that not on camera.
okay.
Okay. Do you want to try and clean? Oh, you could do. Let's do some more because we have. It's still on the surface. Might as well. Just gotta separate them. And they really don't have to sit in this long. It's just a human limitation on my part. I just can't go faster.
What are you testing out?
This is Fabriano paper. It's not specifically their watercolor paper, but it is a cotton rag paper. And it seems to take the color decently well. I mean, you're gonna end up with like Easter egg colors anyway.
That those art size?
Slightly smaller. Oh, that really got in.
That's
So-
got a dot on it too.
What?
Whatever happened to the one over there with the dot?
Still has, I believe it still has a dot. I'm gonna go rinse these and I'll be right back to get
There, you want
yours.
these?
I don't have room right now. I'll be right back with
Okay.
them though.
This is going through the
If you
paper.
have the red top, just put them in the red top. So what's neat is you could also, if you're a, what's the word, a letter writing kind of person or a note card writing kind of person, you can use these as note cards.
Where are you gonna put those?
Gotta find somewhere for them to dry. I have a little drying rack, so I may just pop them on here.
Rinse them off?
Yes. Just rinse off, if you can, just rinse off the side that has the color. So really, the limitation with this is drying space, pretty much.
Yeah, you have to have like a clothesline or something.
Yeah, and I think that's what the instructor at NCE did, but we ran out of space quick and ended up putting it all over the tables, and like they were plastic tables.
Well, there was also like 12 people in the class.
Yeah.
These came out really nice and swirly too.
Ooh, those are pretty. So I'm liking the cotton rag paper.
Can you iron it after that?
Maybe. I mean, the thing about watercolor paper, especially cotton rag, is if you put it between some towels,
Yeah.
you can iron it. I mean, people do actually iron, like a dry iron, will iron watercolor paintings to get them to be flat. I don't, but some people do.
I've done that with prints.
Yeah. You gotta,
They've been curled up.
yeah, you gotta be
rolled up.
careful about that, because it depends on the salt, the
Yeah.
paint, not the paint, the ink. Alright, there's one more paper I want to try. and it is a watercolor
With the
paper.
same water?
We can try. That water's dirty. But one of the other big limitations for doing this is just cleaning out. No, maybe we should try to clean the water, skim the water. So I'm just putting in just old plain old printer paper to soak up. Who knows? We might like it. Is it pretty? Oh, it is.
Blue.
Now I
Not
got,
very vibrant. Though.
no, but I was just doing it to soak up.
I know.
Well, how much of this do you do?
I don't know. Any help?
Well, the
Congrats and rags. I guess. Not over there because he would walk on it.
Where?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm running out of space. Over there on the floor, I guess, where he's less likely to walk on it. Surprising how much dye slash pigment slash ink is still
Yeah,
in the water.
because you could probably do this all day and still pull up some dye.
Yeah. I know I trapped you. I'm trying to move. Okay. We made so much. So like that's
Are you gonna do something with the king cake? Cause I'm heading out for food.
shoot. I'll just do the king cake as part of the vlog after we eat. Alright, one more.
Well, here, you have one over there, that rag right there. You
I
want
know.
to use that?
No, I meant one more go.
No, I mean, but there's another rag right there. You want to use that?
There's one right there as well. Maybe. Okay. So, what I want to try is Shizen, and one of us will do a hot press, and one of us will do a cold press paper. So Shizen is a watercolor paper, but it's not like very popular in the West. I think it's great. It's a cheap watercolor cotton rag paper, but it has a mind of its own and has a tendency to get pulpy if you oversaturate it. So, do you want hot press or cold press? Hot press has very little texture. Cold press has a rough texture.
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay, I'll give you the hot press. And we're waiting on our dots to float. They're floating.
Make sure that I only have one sheet.
Yeah.
And is there a side?
It is sided, but I don't really know with those big pads which side is which all the time. So.
So black mostly runs off.
Yeah, well, you do get some black, but it is overproductive, I guess, because yeah, you end up washing most of it off. Would this have been a good one for Devin?
I don't know, because Devin would have been kind of like over it after a while.
Yeah,
He's not really into that kind of thing.
I understand that.
He's more into three-dimensional
Yeah.
stuff. Like, he likes clay. He likes modeling.
We might try doing this with Easter eggs. Because you remember the Easter egg spoons? They're not really spoons, but they're like wire cradles.
Yeah.
I could see us doing this in like a cup of water.
Yeah. Well, that's what they do. They put this stuff as,
Yeah.
it's got a lot of oil in it,
Mhm.
though.
Well, oil isn't going to ruin an egg the way it would ruin paper.
Right.
Yeah, I should have gotten
what?
A tablecloth.
Yeah.
I just kind of remembered too late. I'm gonna try blowing it with a straw.
They said have several people do it while you.
I have 2 straws, by the way. Fresh from
You think I
PJ's.
should
If
do-
no, if you want to.
What'd you say? Can you give me some straws?
Well, I was buying a king cake, so I was already spending plenty of money.
Yeah, the least they can do is give you something for free.
Well, she had no problem doing it. Didn't ask why or anything.
Yeah.
You can, if you get it right, you can get 2 in if you want to. You know what I've been doing. Do you want another one?
Yeah.
This
Make
side
sure.
down.
Yeah, that's what I did the other time. This is rougher than the
Yeah,
one.
that's cold press. And I've been using the comb to help me lift it. Ooh, those are gonna have to be
See?
washed, but the colors are
Very
way
bright,
more
vibrant.
vibrant.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have the other lid?
No.
I did get some resist though, and I don't know why. Oh, a lot of that color just washes off. Maybe not. So, for one of them, a lot of the color just washed off.
Yeah, yours are very
And
vibrant.
then
Mine
for
are
the
not. Mine
other,
are more
not
subtle.
so much.
You need to have your paper set up around underneath this vent.
Yeah, well, that might make it curl more because it's
Dry too fast.
yeah, too fast, uneven drying. So the cold press, the one with all the texture, seemed to really take the color. The hot press, I have room for one more. So I will do one more.
Still going after that. I'll go, maybe there's a piece that's still in there. It's keeping them busy for a little while. Here. This came out a lot
And I
more
got
vibrant than
that one
mine.
didn't even absorb. Ooh, that's kind of pretty though. This didn't even hit the water, but rather than ruin it, I'm just gonna go with it. So something I'm gonna try off stream is I'm gonna try painting on some of these and
With what,
see.
the oil?
No, painting with watercolors on top of them.
Oh,
so
on top
using
of,
these
yeah.
as like a base paper.
I don't know, if
I
this has
don't
got
know.
oil in it,
I
how's that
don't
gonna?
know. I don't know if it does. Think about
But to
pigments.
sit on top of the water, it's gotta have to have some
No,
oil.
not necessarily.
Oh, then mine don't mix.
No, they don't. But neither do pigments in water. They want to fall out of solution. So they either want to sit on top because they're so finely milled, or they
Yeah.
want to
Drop down
sink to the bottom. All right. So.
Wait till it stop you. Oh, I shouldn't take this out now, never mind.
You talking about the quality of the house, or
Well, it's your paint job.
Sure. Let me unplug this so I can move the camera a bit easily. I apologize if you are in chat. I can't see it super easily because I'm using my phone to record, and Joseph went to go get us some dinner. Let me adjust the camera. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take it out of the holster. There we go. Nope, there we don't go. Okay, so this is the mess that we're left with. Not too bad. That's like 10 minutes of cleanup, which we need to get on before it ruins the table.
Right.
And
What we would have done differently is put a plastic tablecloth down first, which you can get cheaply enough, or a piece of oilcloth, which you just wipe off, roll up, and then take it out the next time.
And then over here, all those covered up are finished ones as well. So what paper do you think took it the best out of all the ones we tried?
I think that one right there that you,
I don't even know
did.
what made that one so vibrant.
I mean, it missed some spots.
Yeah.
You can tell, but like the blue, look how bright the blue and the orange and the green are right there.
Yeah. And that's the only one like it out of all the ones.
Because
we've
those
done.
other ones look faded. They
Yeah,
look kind of washed
pastel.
out. But then you also had some of those colors
The printer
over there.
paper ones aren't half bad either.
Uh-huh.
The ones I think took it the worst are the Canson cellulose watercolor and mixed media paper.
Yeah.
And then
Is this one? This one is completely faded out.
no. So what that one was, that one and this blue one were me just cleaning the water.
Which blue one? This one here? Okay.
So those are like gimmies. Those are extras,
Okay.
basically. I was just cleaning the water with that.
and
And
then
then
you have the other ones underneath.
these
paper
were
towels.
done on Fabriano, yeah. So next week, woo, some of them are actually pretty vibrant. Next week, we will look at these after they've had a chance to fully dry. And what are we doing next week?
I don't know. What are we doing next week?
We could do tie-dye.
We
I
could do
have,
origami.
we could do origami. We could do tie-dye. We
Oh,
could
you
do,
just want to make a mess, huh? You got itchy fingers for mess.
yeah, I guess I do.
Because
Well,
tie-dye, you
everything,
definitely have to do that in the kitchen.
everything or outside.
Oh, it's
Everything
cold for
I
outside.
do for my regular art is very mannered,
Yeah.
very controlled. And that's all well and good, but that gets boring.
I know. And this kind of keeps it.
Sometimes you want to just make a mess. So
Well, one day we need to
Fun.
tie-dyeing is fun.
invest in some linoleum print blocking stuff. And
What's easier than
Do some
that
carving.
is they sell these
The
rubber
rubber-
ones,
yeah.
and those are basically eraser material,
yeah,
and those are way easier to
Yeah.
do.
and then print on rice paper.
I have somewhere all the materials for
Even
that.
the roller.
I don't have the, well, yeah, I do have the roller. I also have a hand brayer for that. And I think I have a
You
small
also used to do
desktop press.
some screen printing, didn't you?
I did, and I have something called a U-Do, which is supposed to be a home screen printing thing.
Hang on.
My inks may have all spoiled because it uses acrylic inks and they may have dried out. But what kept me from doing it is to clean the screen, you need a dark room with a
Yeah.
red light.
Okay.
And you also need, because you have to expose the screen using photo emulsion. And you also need
Yeah,
a
let's just
pressure
pick it up,
washer
'cause I
to
think we can
clean
do it.
the paint out of the screen when you're done.
Yeah,
So
that's summertime.
it not only is
But
it
you
a
also need a
summertime
dark room.
or a room you can set up as a dark room. So a closet.
To
would
do
work.
what do you do in this closet?
You're exposing the screen.
Oh, okay. Want to check it out?
Just water.
It's just dirty. Looks like dirty wash water. Actually, it's almost the same color as you.
Oh, how dare!
It
How
is.
dare
It's
you
gray.
insult my son!
It's dingy gray.
My baby!
What you think? I have some fish in there.
No fish. None for you, my son. Alright, so I'm basically just wrapping things up, cleaning things up. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's chill stream. We enjoyed doing water. I would have a hard time saying that word. Water marbling with y'all.
I guess we could just wrap all this stuff up, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna rinse these out and keep these because
Well, these need to be rinsed out too.
I feel
then.
like we have used things that required inexpensive trays a few times.
Yeah.
And
now that you know we can pick it up by each having a corner without it dumping all over
It
the
does
place.
help to get rid of some of the excess water first, though. Ooh, and I've worked up an appetite. I'm hungry. I'm ready for some Chinese food. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I hope the rest of your week is safe, happy, healthy, and secure. I want to thank everybody who's working in healthcare right now to ensure the safety of others. Y'all have been called to do a very difficult task, and
Get your COVID vaccine.
if it's available to you, yeah, get your COVID vaccine.
Well, they're trying to make it available to all healthcare workers. There's some choosing not to have it though.
Yeah.
And that's why when you see it in the news that they're throwing away all this unused, it's because people are refusing.
No, there
And
was
they're
also
not-
somebody, they found some evidence of malplay in one hospital because the freezer that the COVID vaccines were kept in was just left
Yeah.
open.
But what the biggest issue was, there were people who were designated to get it that didn't want it.
Yeah.
And they were not understanding, the powers that be didn't understand why they couldn't just give it to the next person down the line. You know, somebody who wasn't allowed to have it at that particular
Sure,
time, but
yeah.
instead of throwing it away, use it for somebody else, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, my brother just got the first half of the 2
Yeah,
vaccines.
he
He's
weathered
a
it very
he's
well.
a firefighter, so
Yeah, his arm was a little sore for a couple of days, but,
he did okay, which is great.
didn't keep him awake at night or anything like that.
So anyway, I want to thank you guys who work in healthcare for working during a very difficult time right now, and I want to thank the people working as EMTs and first responders and firefighters because y'all just don't get enough appreciation. And I also want to thank the people who are working as teachers right now and teaching in-person classes because y'all are doing something that's really difficult and teaching basically during unprecedented times, you know.
Mhm.
A lot of these teachers have had to switch over to doing a combination of in-person and Zoom. And I mean,
Zoom is not always reliable.
no, well, I have to do that too, so I can tell you, and I don't do it nearly as often as they do. That is difficult coming up with lesson plans that work for in-person and for Zoom. So we appreciate you guys, and we're praying for your health and safety. And hope to see you guys again next Monday with another Chillstream. So y'all have a wonderful week. Bye. All right. Ending the stream.
I'm just gonna go
Stream.
dump my
Hang
kettle
on.
over there.